Hey everyone, this is Greg. Hey, I'm hoping today to finish my session videos. Um, as you know, when I started my channel, it was about the creation of showing everybody my GM design kit for ShadowDark. And so I created a world and I created everything that went with create a world, a settlement, showing everyone how it's done. And then I have been running my campaign through my characters through what I created at the beginning. And so um, I want to go ahead and finish up this campaign for a couple of reasons. Number one is I've been mentioning a lot, especially on the ShadowDark, SoloDark channel and stuff, that while I love my GM design kit, and it's still free on itch.io, so if you want to get a copy, I think it's been downloaded over 2,000 times, which is great. I know I changed it, and I have to put back up the other because I had some people who wanted to keep the black at the top, but then I had so many people, and I understand this completely, that we had so many, it wastes a lot of ink because it has these big black, and you can see where my ink's starting to go out on that one. And it wastes a lot of black ink, and with black ink being so expensive, I understand. So I switched it and I put it up so that you didn't. But then I had some people who wanted it back, and I need to put it back up there. But the problem I was having is I couldn't find my original one. For some reason, I can't find it right now, and so I might have to get back into someone who helped me design it and see if he can get it to me. But anyway, just a small side on that note. But I created Ironbridge, and I showed you guys how to, create your world, and then from your world you create your, settlement, and then you fill out your settlement with your tavern, your shops, your NPCs, and then your NPCs, and then you can make your ShadowDark maps, and then you're ready to play. And so that was the part of my GM kit, was the fact of creating a world in which you could get started as either a ShadowDark GM, or as a ShadowDark solo player. So, because a lot of times it's just, hey, how do I get started? That's what I had, the problem I had forever, was how do I get started? And I tried to do, I think I showed you guys my first stabs at trying to do it by using my journal and stuff. And I was like, I just want some kind of kit, because I found the old Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master's design kit, and I thought, wow, this is a pretty good product, and it had a lot of information in that book, but it's a really good product. And so I thought maybe I need to create something like that. But what I've realized over time as I've done this and the way I play ShadowDark is I'm torn, and then maybe this is a separate video in and of itself, but still, I think it belongs in this one because it's my last for this campaign, and that is the time, how you want to play your campaign. So, do I really want a big story that develops out of it, or do I want each adventure to contain its own little story, beginning, middle, end, when I sit down, and then my guys pick up and start all over again? I really like, there's something to be said for both, because it's been a lot of fun having that there's this kind of a story developed out of this book, right? And as I was playing and I was doing different things, different ideas were popping up. I had the vampire, I had the skull, the cursed skull castle, because I had all these different, on my map, I had all these different castles of the Forgotten King, the Citadel of the Cursed Skull, and Ruins of Lost Twilight. I had three main sites that really I could have just went session after session after session into. And I think what happened is by doing too many main sites, it just gives me, I explained to my wife today, is I have AD&D ADHD. So, because when I own so many systems and so many games, And so when I sit down to play something, I just get paralyzed. And now that I have kind of settled on ShadowDark as one of my games I'm going to play, and then the other one is I'm going to be playing Dragonbane, and that's just for something completely different. But I get so many new games, and if you're like me, it's like, oh, well, this pops up, and then just the other day I backed um, Oathhammer Kickstarter, and I got the PDF before I got the book, and I'm reading through it, and I'm like, wow, it's a D6 system, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And then I watch I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and um, the guy who's bricks, books, and boards or whatever, and then he's showing me, Savage World, which I own the Savage World Deluxe Edition, just never read the rules. And then I look around and I have Osric, and I have Swords and Wizardry, and I have Forbidden Lands, and I have Wondering. I have all these games that I really want to play, but really I don't have enough time for them. But so I settled on ShadowDark for a lot of reasons, and the main one is that you've heard me say it a million times: everything's in one book, and I really like that. I know there's other books coming, but man, I really just love the compactness. I like everything about it: the aesthetics of the book, the simplicity of the writing, the simplicity of the rules, the breaking down and making it have that old school feel, but with some new modern mechanics. It's such a great book. And so, but then when I started to look at, wow, I could really create a world. And I think what happened is I ended up creating one too many um, main sites for my characters. And so my story just kind of went in different places. And I really just would like to have, I come back to, do I run a party? Do I run a single character? Do I run two characters? What do I really want out of my solo time? And me having AD&D, ADHD, where my attention just goes all over the place, I really need to try to focus more. So what I want to do, and I want to work on creating a better GM design kit and then I would have two for the ones who really want to flesh out their whole world. They can do that. But I want a design kit that I would have that would be more of for me, and I think it would really help a lot of people, and I'd hope it would. But anyway, for me. And so what I wanted to do today is I want to go ahead and take my three characters. So I have Shireen, the human thief. I have Hamil, the halfling priest, and Imrib, the human wizard. And I want to finish their campaign in Ironbridge. And then I'm going to decide. See, I love these three characters. I'm going to decide is if they just leave their time in Ironbridge and they just venture out to another realm, and to do, to another city, to get involved in to another place. That's if they survive today, of course. But because I don't know, I haven't created today's adventure, and so. And then I have, like I said, I have this beautiful map done by the Runehammer guy, Brandon, and he sells these, and they're just really. I mean, you look at it and you're just like, man, I would love to play stuff in this world, and to put cities on it, and to really flesh this thing out. It's a beautiful map, and so maybe that's what I will end up doing. But I want to finish this campaign right now, and I want to, even though my characters are still third to fourth level, will they be able to handle this? We shall see. But and one of them is not even close to, Hamill's not even close to third level. I mean, fourth level. Inriv is pretty close. But I wanted to give them a chance to try to end this tonight. And then we'll go and then the next time I start, almost either I will keep these characters, and maybe in the comments, if you guys want to say, hey, it's great that you're going to leave Ironbridge and maybe get a little more focused. That's really, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. I need to get more focused in my game. And so, do I take all three? Do I just take one? I have come to really enjoy all of them, and So it makes it seem like, man, I might want to do keep these guys, but I don't know. Something says that maybe to make another character. So we shall see. But anyway, when I created my world, like I said, I created my world, I created Ironbridge, and I filled it out. And one of the things that it's I think is a legitimate criticism is, well, if you're going to GM it, I don't think this is a criticism to have everything filled out. I definitely think I need to add a temple section in here. But when you have so many NPCs and you have so many locations, it can be, like overwhelming to some people. Some DMs, it's like, oh yeah, I want the fleshed out world and I want all this stuff. Me, it's almost like just because I don't have much time to play. That's probably one of the biggest factors. I don't get a lot of time to play. So for me to create some kind of long-term campaign with a bunch of NPCs, it just doesn't make sense to me. And so, it helped out though when I was playing. I was like, oh, I rolled up an adventure. Oh, who would be my patron? Who would be the quest giver? And I could go and pick those things. And that really, like if I'm fleshing out like I'm a GM in a world and I want to do a West Marches campaign where my players have a lot of different adventures they can do, then having all this type of stuff, and maybe again, I know I'm talking as I'm going, but this is the way I do things. Is maybe that having like these three separate places as adventure sites would not be that bad of a idea. Though when you look at like you look at the original Blackmoor and stuff like that, it was them going back into that adventure over and over again. Going into different areas of the dungeon or different areas of those ruins to adventure. And so it really didn't get to be in where they had multiple places. And if you look at a lot of adventures, I'm trying to think of most of them, they only have one or two. They have maybe one dungeon or so, but they have different encounters that are just, like I'm thinking of like Bone Hill. You have the dungeon area where they can go to, but it also has outdoor things that they can do, wilderness adventures and stuff like that. So, but there's not many of these specific places, like while we have the ruins, while we have a castle here, while we have a citadel so close. Like I said, there's so much information sometimes that paralyzes me. So as I'm looking today, and I want to streamline all this stuff a little bit. I'm going to keep this for others. Might add a pages or two, but I'm definitely going to streamline. But today, if you've been following my campaign, the main storyline has been Mora the halfling. She's a half demon, and she is the daughter of one of the where did I put it? She's a daughter of Alzamot, and so who is fighting against his father, Catheris, to try to get the keys to time itself, pretty much, I guess that's what you would have to say. And so she has been working in Ironbridge, and she works, for some reason I thought she was at a temple. She's not. She works at the stocks and pillories, and so that makes sense that she is someone who is trying to use. So over time, we found her doing demon cult stuff, and the last adventure, she had her cultists, some of her cultists and some demons were in the sewers, and then that was in session 11. Session 12, when my party came out of the sewers by rescuing some people, they got attacked by the cultists and the demon in the streets, and so she's getting a little bit more and more aggressive in her maneuvers. And so now that my party has defeated them, and now it's kind of out into the streets that, hey, here's these demons that's doing this cultist stuff that's going on in their town, it would just make sense that for my last adventure here is that they're going to go and confront her on her own. And so she's wealthy. Stocks and Pillories, and so she runs some form of the city guard because that's what Stocks and Pillories are about. Is that she's some kind of uh, watch or like I said, city guard of Ironbridge, and so she has that kind of power. And so, man, I could really get into now that I think about it, so many conspiracies and and what would this final battle kind of look like in the town and stuff. And so, I'm going to make it that my town. There's this sense of now that she knows that she's basically uh, probably what's going to happen is my character Trajan here, and this is how I'm going to probably run it. Trajan, who has been one of their main um, quest givers, and Trojan, he's kind of runs the Thieves Guild, a smuggling guild in town, and who that Shireen has been a part of, and he's the one who's been giving them these adventures. And so he would probably say, now that it's out in the streets, now that you've battled these cultists, it's time to hit her before she can gather all of her resources. And so my party is going to go basically from the fight in the streets, meeting up with Trojan, and then they're going to go to her main home stockade, whatever it is. I'm going to roll up here, her main hideout, and confront her and try to defeat, um, at least get her out of town or defeat the presence. And so I'm going to roll up in the adventure. I'm not going to, it's not going to be, so tonight, since I know where they are going, I don't really have to roll a, adventure, like, you know, from the adventure generator, like going to the adventure generator here on 122 and 123, destroy, rescue, whatever in the adventure site. I don't have to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll and see what I can get here. And so I got a D6. These are my new things. So 4. It's going to be medium size. So it's going to be 8 rooms. I'm going back to my journal here that I've been putting this into. So it's going to be 8 rooms. Again, I'll always go, should I do this before I sit down and play, but yeah, look at that, I'm doing the same. Okay, and so this is going to be the entrance, of course, and one of these rooms is going to be where she's at, because when you roll for the room type. So let me get my D10 and the room type. The first room type will be a monster mob, so this will be a 7. You know what? Before I do an entrance, let me roll them all. 9, 1, 7. Wow, 7. Can we get something different? 4, thank you. 1. That's what happens when I go to my new dice roller. My new dice. I don't know if y'all saw the video, but I got a new dice miniature dice vault. I guess that's what it's called. And so I thought I'd use it tonight. All right, so let me see how I want to do this. So 9 is supposed to be where the objective is, and so this is going to be where the treasure is located. Okay, and this is going to be a monster mob. And another monster mob. And another monster mob. And then this is empty. However, as I've always said, empty rooms are rooms for you to put, and this is going to be a minor hazard, An empty room is not completely just empty, nothing happens. It's a room of uh, where you can, and then this is a solo monster. Okay, so this is Mora. Uh, for some reason, the word stockade comes in my mind because of stocks, and so this is her stockade. And so now that I've drawn this map, how would I the entrance? So yeah, this would have to be the entrance, only because um, you would think there'd be a monster mob at the gates of however you go into this thing. So then I'm gonna have entrances going. My characters can go these ways, and then we'll have it go this way. They go forward. Okay. And so the solo monster, this is going to be more. Okay. And the one thing I'm going to do, let me roll to see the danger level 5. So it's going to be risky. I'll try to play with all the rules that I'm. That's another thing. I really need to quit reading other games. Check every 2 rounds. So the risky, what I'm going to do for every 2 rounds is going to be that every round that my characters. Oh man, I meant to print a round tracker that I found because every 2 rounds I'm going to roll for the. I think I might still have it in here. One of my I can use this one, and then that way I don't have to. I'm going to use this one because I don't want to stop my video and run and go get it. Round tracker here, crawling round tracker. I'm going to do this because I'm going to that way that every 2 rounds I'm going to roll, and because I want my dungeon to be dynamic on this last one, and so we will roll for here. So monster mob. So Mora is her monster mob is going to be the monster mob for this is going to be her cultist. You know what? I'm not going to make the solo monster. The solo monster is going to be her demon, and Mora is going to be here because that's number 9. That's what the objectives is supposed to be in her dungeons. I mean, in the so that's going to be cultist, and then the solo monster is going to be the demon. So my party size. So when you do, it's 1-to-1. So I want to make sure that I keep my levels of monsters. Uh, you know, in an old school game, you should be able to run, but this is the final battle, and they might not even get down to meeting them, having to fight the demon. So it's party level. Average party level is 3. So it's going to be a combined level of 3. And that really limits me. But I have this GM companion of ShadowDark. And in it, he has already did the levels. So, but it's going to be, cultist has to be one of them. And he has monsters, but he's got monsters. Let's see what we got. Level 3 monsters. Level 3. Why not have a level 3 humanoid? Level 3 monsters. No, these aren't any that I need. I do want to use his rolls for not settlements, but dungeon dressing. I like his dungeon dressing stuff. He's got room type. So it's got the solo monster. I'm just going to stick with it. It's very simple. All right. So my cultist. So again, you just go into the book. It's just going to be, that just makes sense. Or, because I don't think there is, I don't think there's guards in here. I think there's frost guns, golds, human fighters, warriors. I think there's knights in here. I don't think there's a warrior. I don't think there's anything that's, because there's a thief, the soldier. I think she's, oh yeah, soldier. So that's going to be, because see in here there's not the guard, which is very interesting. I didn't even think about it when I was sitting here looking at this, but she's got the soldier. Oh, she does have a guard. Here's the guard right here. So I'm going to say cultists and guards, because really what she's going to have is these guards are going to be part of the night watch. So they are, guards are AC 15, HP 4. They have their attack is a spear, plus 1 1d6, plus 1 1d6, and or a longsword, plus 1 1d8. And then the cultist, and I'll just roll 1 2 3 if it's going to be a cultist. And the cultists are AC 14. Their hit points are 9. Their attack is long sword plus 1 1d8, or their spell plus 2, which is their death touch. With a DC of 12. Okay. 2d4 to 1 creature witness. 2d4. Okay. So that's going to be, and then my demon, I don't, the lowest level demon is a, I wonder if you've added some more demons in this one. Dread Knight. Ooh, yeah. Let's see. He didn't add any more demons in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to the memory book. So demon, the lowest one they have is a Varrock, and it will be level 5. That might be a little tough, but it is the HP 24 attack. 2 talons plus 4, 1d8, or 1 screech. And then it has the vomit, the carrion mist. It's a DC 15 con or a vomit, 1d4 or screech. All enemies in double near, DC 12, wisdom, or disadvantage on checks and attacks for 1d4 round. For checks and attacks, 1d4. Okay. So I will not. Well, I think if we'll see what happens here. If I'm going to make it where Mora, whenever she's done, if they can, she's neutral. Somehow maybe they can take her without killing her. So let's roll. So they're going to go into the entrance here. So my party comes up, and so what I want to make sure is I have everything. Everything is back to par. They are going to start with the same amount of luck tokens as their level. So where is my pencil at? I put my pencil down and I don't. And I am ill prepared, even though I have not left my room. Everything has stayed in my room, but my pencil is missing. Oh, well, so I'm just going to write it down here. So MRib has 3 luck tokens. Serene, level 4 luck tokens. And then Hamel, my priest, who is my priest with a 7 wisdom. Oh man, that's so funny. He never gets to cast his spells because he always misses. He's got a -2 to everything. And oh, he has his mastiff. I need to remember his mastiff because it's his dog here. Now my wife just pulled in. I wonder if she's going to come walking in my room. So she's AC 11, HP 4, attack, bite +1, 1d6. All right, so that's Hamel's Mastiff. Okay, so they're going to move into the entrance. So one thing I'm going to roll real quick to see that my interest is going to be at 1, but I'm going to I'm going to say, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, room 7, or room 8. I know my map and stuff is messy, but I do it. I'll just, like I said, this is how I roll. So then I'm going to roll to see if there is so area 4 has another entrance. I kind of like the idea of them being a secret entrance. I'll tell you what, it's either going to be in this empty room or that empty room because that just makes more sense. 4, so it'll be over here. So over here is a secret entrance to the place. And so and the main entrance is going to be here at 1. I don't know why I made it that way. I tell you what, I'm going to make the main entrance here. And you're like, man, if you would have just rolled this at the beginning, but again, I do things as I go along. For better or for worse. So they're going to come in and and that makes sense because there's so many monster mobs. So the key is going to be, does Serene, do they have a chance of knowing that there is a secret entrance? Would someone know and tell them? I say that that's going to be quite likely. So I'm going to go to my Oracle. There's my ShadowDark book. ShadowDark Oracle. So let's see. Do they know? Let's try this green dice for once. I should have black dice, right? Because it's ShadowDark. I'm going to say that they have. I'm going to say it's likely or certain, just for the simple fact that they do have Trojan that could tell them, hey, I know that there's another way in. So let's see. 17. Well, I passed on both of them. 17, 14. They both pass. If I do 17, it would be with a but odd number, but has a turnabout phrase such as but, which is the highest. So let's see, what would that put? Let's see. Let me see if there's. Let me roll an oracle. If not, I'm just going to have it just as a yes. But let's see if oracle pops up something. And 70. Win. Win magic. So it's a yes, but there's a win magic. So what I'm going to do with that as a prompt is that they do know there's a secret entrance with a win magic, which means that they are going to get advantage on their first chance of casting their spell. So that means Imrib is going to cast Mage Armor, and Mage Armor is a what are you doing? Where am I? What am I doing? Mage Armor. Invisible Layer. Okay, Invisible Layers protect you. Oh, natural 20. So it becomes an 18 on a critical spell check for the spell's duration. So it got a critical spell casting. So Imrib has an 18 armor. So let me put this on here, AC 18. That's a win. That's a magical win. And then my man Hamel here, he is going to task protection from evil. Because they should be fighting. The demon should be straight up evil. Cultists. Well, they're all working for this demon, so they'll all be evil. Chaotic beings. What else is chaotic? So that's him. I know the guards will be neutral. Doesn't really matter there, but my demon should be chaotic too. Is there a demon? Chaotic, okay. Oh, he fails. So, but he has a token. So with his token roll, luck token, I guess he rolls both dice, if I remember correctly. Luck token. Ow. 79. I'm terrible about knowing these. For role playing, each player will have one at a time. When you cast your token, reroll you made. Okay, so I want to reroll. 17, so he does it. So he has. So this is Mage Armor. For 10 rounds. And then, so it goes to here. This is Mage Armor. And then he does protection from evil, which lasts. Let's see. Playing. World's Worst of this book. Protection from evil. Oh, it's the focus. Okay. So that means on every turn, some spells last as long as you focus. You can't cast other focus spells while focusing. To main focus, make a spell cast check at the start of your turn as if you were casting that spell. So he's going to have to do that over, and that's not good for him because he is horrible. Okay, so they're going to come in a secret entrance. So I know it makes it where it's very simple to hit to here. You know what? And then they can go from here. They have to earn it. Okay. So turn 1. Crawl in the bottom. Okay. So every 2 rounds I'm going to do it. So turn round, they're going to come in here. They're going to spend their turn casting. And then they're going to move towards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're going to move towards the mob, and this is going to be 3. How am I going to break these up? So it's going to be 1. I'm going to roll a d6, 1, 2, 3 for how many cultists there are. So these are all going to be 3 straight up cultists. And so as my party gets a chance, I'm going to give them surprise because they're coming in. In fact, I'm going to let me roll for Serene and see if she can sneak forward and see what's going on. And then after their look, it has random check every. I'm going to roll as round 2. I'm going to roll to see if monsters move. So she is going to. She gets advantage on stealth checks. 19. So she does. She makes. She stealths forward. And she sees that there's 3 cultists, and so she's going to. So she can tell the party that what's up ahead. So they're going to prepare, and then they're going to head in. And so she's going to start off before they head in. It's going to start. Oh, they'll get a shooting attack. So what I'll do is I'll start with her with her short bow plus 3. 16. She hits. She does 1d4. She does 3 points of damage. So in the first combat they have here, I need my trusty sheets of papers. So this is combat. There's going to be 3 cultists. Okay, so there will be HP 9, HP 9, and HP 9. So she does 3 points of damage, drops 1 to 6. And then I know one of my characters also has. Ironbridge is going to cast Magic Missile. Nat 20. Yeah, yes. So he does. So that'll be a 2d4. Nat 20. Whoops. 2 and 4, 6. So he does 6. He's going to go ahead and hit. He's going to hit another one because it just makes sense that they would each target 1. And so that's him. And then Hamel has a crossbow. Let's see. Crossbow. 11. He doesn't get any pluses. They are armor class 14, so he. Oh, I don't know. I forgot it because he should have had advantage. Both of them. Oh, and that 20. Man, this red dice is on fire, and I should have rolled it on the other ones, but I don't really have to. So he does 1d6, and he does damage, double damage. 6 points, so he's down to 3. Because they're attacking from surprise, they would get an advantage. And I think with the rules when it comes to surprise that it's maybe on the first attack. Again, I apologize to you guys because you're like, this guy does not read his. I read so many rules. I sat here and read this whole rule book the other day, and then I turned around and read another rule book. The creature begins its turn undetected, has the advantage of surprise. Its combat hasn't started yet. Those with surprise take 1 turn. Okay, so all of them. So that's that. And now we're going to roll an ish. So for the this party is the red is the party. 4. Okay, so the cultists, they regain their composure and they turn. And so the first cultist, what's he going to do? He's going to try to move, because he's going to be far, because they attack from far. So he is going to, they have long swords, right? They don't have anything that casts. I even think death touches, obviously touch. So, cultists, they have a long sword. So he's going to have to move. So they're all going to have to move into combat. So that's going to be melee. So as they're moving into combat, my characters are going to draw their weapons. So it's going to be Serene first. She draws her, well, she's got 2, dagger plus 1, short sword plus 1. She'll pull a short sword plus 1. And rolls a 7. So she missed with hers. And then Imrib is going to, I guess he's going to attack with his, and he attacks with his dagger instead of -3, but that's, oh, you know what? He has a wand of burning hands. So I think that's what he's going to do. Use his wand of burning hands. Burning hands. It's a tier 1 spell. You spread your fingers with numb touching, unleashing a circle of flame that roars out to close the area around you where you stand. Creatures when the area, oh, it's instant. Let's see if I can, and if, I don't think, let's see, with wands. And wands. On a failed casting attempt, the wand stops working until you complete it. Okay, so here he goes. A 2, no, but he's going to use a luck token. She could have done that too. So he's going to use a luck token. And Hamill's already used a luck token. So he's going to use a luck token with his wand. A 12, which that's going to be good because Burning Hands is level 1. He makes it. I think he's got a +3 as well. Imrib with intelligence +3. So he does cast that around him. And the one that's near and close, 1.6 points of damage. He does 3. So he's going to kill this one. And then you have Hamill, who's going to pull out his +2 long sword of the Weeping Blade. So he got +3 to hit as he's in combat. 5 +3 +3 8. He's going to miss. So then the Mastiff is going to attack. 8. His Mastiff misses as well because I don't think his Mastiff gets a plus. I know I wrote it down. Mastiff +1, so he gets a 9. He misses on the Colt. So now it's okay. That's another round. Well, that would have been, all right. I needed to roll a d6. Oh, come on. A 1. Because you roll all over the place. So this means that there's a random encounter. It should have attacked here. So encounter. Okay, 1, 2, 3 is going to be the demon comes from here. 4, 5, 6 is going to be the sound of combat brings cultists from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's going to bring cultists. It's going to bring people from there, and it's going to be, this is 2 cultists and 1 guard. So we hear from this, it's going to be 2 cultists and 1 guard coming to the area. Okay, and so they are going to be far in distance because they just came in, so they are far. Okay, and so let's roll initiative. You know, when I get my other thing, 4-1. So my guys go first. They're in hand-to-hand. So the Serena's in combat, so she is going to handle. Serene is going to get Pull out a short sword. 5, she misses. Well, because they're coming in, she's got 4, so she's going to try a luck token here. 16, so she hits. So she has her short sword, and I think a short sword stays. Short sword is 1d6, yep. So 1d6 plus 1. What it has down here for her. So she does 4. So, wow, she can't kill him 4. So that's down to 2. All right, and so, let's see, how long Burning Hand is instant? So, and how many charges does a wand have? That's a good question. I don't think I rolled it when I got it. Well, I guess you got them until they stop working. Yeah, it's on the spell list. So he's going to do that again. He is going to cast Burning Hands. Nat 20. And so it is going to engulf the one on Serene. So that's going to automatically kill it. Wait a minute. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and move forward, cast the one that's on Serene. And he's going to make sure that when he does it, it doesn't affect her. So it kills that one. And then now I have Hemel. Holy cow, another nat 20. This red dice is on fire, which means it will probably drop later on. So Hemel, because he does that, his that weapon, the +2 longsword of the weeping blade, it beheads on a 20. So he beheads this one. So I'm going to make the cultist might not react. I am going to see how the guard, who is neutral, reacts to seeing someone get their head chopped. So he's going to make before the battle starts, because their cultists are fearless. But the guard, he doesn't have to be fearless. He might just try to figure out, going, hey, what is going on? Maybe he's caught up into this. He has to pay for his food for his family. He's scared of her or something. So let's see if it overrides his, and I'm just going to make an oracle roll instead of a morale check, because a morale check is high. It's a DC 15, so if I remember correctly. So that would be very difficult. So they're immune to morale check, but then a guard might be. Let's see, he was going to have a guard. Oh, come on. Because they are lawful. Let's see, morale check. Morale, enemies reduced to half their number. Flee on a DC. I'm going to give him wisdom, and he has +1 to his wisdom. So let's see. 15, so he makes it, he stays. All right, so they come charging into battle. So when they showed up in this round because that's when they rolled it. So they are moving in. So they are going to be close enough to fight here. And so this is going to be round 4. I might be off, but we'll see if we get it back. 4. So nobody else comes here. So this was a random encounter. This is a no. So, okay. And so, combat. They move in to combat, and they go first. So, the cultist comes in. They moved, so they were able to do double move. They popped up right when they come into combat. So my guys fight the first wave, second wave hits. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they're going to use their long swords. So he attacks. He misses. The next guy uses his nope, he uses his death touch. He's going to cast a spell. 8. He does not make it. Plus 2 needs a 10, but death touch means a 12. And then the guard. The guard runs in with his spear. A 10. Plus 1 is 11. Who's he going to attack? 1, 2, 3. He's going to attack Hemel. Hemel has a armor class of 14, so he misses. Alright, so now it is my guy's attack. So Serene decides to... She's in combat, so she's got to keep swinging with her short sword. She rolls an 8 plus... let's see, 3 plus 1. She rolled a 9. Let me see how they divide up. So I'm going to say... So I have cultist again. 9, and then the guard has 4 hit points as the guard. Cultist. So, let me see which one she attacks. She attacks, and the first one, she attacks the cultist, so she, on class 14, she misses. So she's in hand-to-hand with this cultist. Is Serene. It's on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to be Imrid. He's going to get the other cultist. And then Hamel's going to get the guard. Okay, so the Imrid, he's going to keep casting Burning Hands. It seems to be working. 12, it continues to work. So he does 1 to 6 points of damage. 4 damage. So he's down to 5. Alright, so Hamel's going to swing his sword. The guard, 13. The guard's armor class is 15. But Hamel has a... Where you at, big guy? Hamel has plus 3, so he hits with a 16. He has a long sword. It's 28. 5 points. Okay, so he kills the guard. Okay, and then the Mastiff is going to go help the wizard. He rolls 19. He hits. And the Mastiff has an attack. And we're going to write down right here. Bite plus 1, 1d6. 3, he does 4. Oh man, he almost has him down. Okay, so initiative. The cultists go first. So the first cultist is going to do... So he can't do his death touch because he failed. The other one will try to do his death touch on her. He fails. The other one's going to swing his sword. 17. He hits Imrid. Oh no, Simba has an 18, but I think they got the cultist is a... Is it plus 1? Cultist with their weapon. Long sword plus 1. Yep. So they hit. It's 1d8. Ooh, he does 6 points of damage to... Oh man, Imrid picks up. Imrid goes down. He has... Wait. Oh no, he has mage armor. You know what I hate? Is I gotta remember focus spells. Protection from evil. I shouldn't even cast that spell because I knew I was going to forget it. So Imrib goes down. Oh, you know what? I won't have Imrib. He's going to use his luck token to make him re-roll. See if it gets under 5. Oh, right at 5. So he does 5 points of damage. So Imrib goes down to 0. Imrib is 0. He goes up to 5. He is... Man, he gets knocked down more than anybody. So he has... Let's see, 1 to 4 rounds to come back up. 1 round. Okay, 1 round. Okay. Alright, so it is initiative again. So they go first. I'm not worried about, I could add, dex against highest dex, but their cultist dex is, well, cultist one's -1. I haven't been doing it, so I'm not going to do it now. So the cultist attacks Serene. 14. I think that's a hit. Serene. No, she has an armor class of 16. How is that the case? Oh, she's got a mithril chainmail. Yeah, yeah. So armor class 16. So he misses because they get a +1. And then the cultist is going to turn on, uh, let's see, Hamel. 1, 2, 3, Serene. 4, 5, 6, Hamel. Serene. 8. And he misses. So they attack. So Serene, she hasn't hit anything. 11 plus 1, 12. That still misses. She's going to roll a luck token. She misses. Alright, so, man, so Imrib is down. He gets a miraculous roll that someone reminded me. He does not make his miraculous roll. So, oh, and then, so the Mastiff is going to help Serene. So he's going to attack. 6, he misses. Oh, this is one of those natural 20s that come back to haunt me. So now I have, Hamel is going to have to make a Cure Wound spell. So let's see. He has Cure Wounds, but see, he's not the greatest. So here we go. Oh, can't tell if it's 18, 19. He does it. That one, man, I'm about to get this my bigger dice roller because that thing just keeps giving where it gets caught on the edge here. So he does Cure Wounds. One d six equal to 1 plus half your level, rounded down. Alright, 1 plus half my level, he is 3. So 1 plus 1, so it's 2, so it's 2d6. 1, 4, 5. So Emrib is back to 5. Okay, and here we go for next round. Oh, let me mark this here. So it's round number 5. Okay. They're going to go first. So he will do his sword on Serene. 3, he misses. As a cultist swings his sword. He misses. Serene swings her sword. She misses. He's going to do his burning hands. Oh, it's a critical fail. However, he's going to use his last one to reap his burning hands. 18, he does it. 1, 2, 6. Points of damage. He does 1, so he's able to kill this one. And then Hamel, if you ever need a 20, this is the time, son. 15, he hit. So he does 1d8 plus 2. 1d8 plus 2. There's 4 points of damage. He's on a 5. See if the Mastiff misses. Oh, they're fearless. So 19, 16. I'll roll it right after this attack. Serene misses. Imrib is going to cast the Burning Hail Wand again. It's working great. 12, 1d6. 1 point of damage. Okay. My Hamel misses, and then the Mastiff hits. The Mastiff does 1d6 plus 1, or 1d6. 2. Man, I can't kill this guy. He's going to swing back. 6, he misses. Okay, so now I have to roll if the 2 doesn't happen, so no. Okay. And if they do, so these guys are done. And these guys are being attacked right now. So, did I roll an ish? Let's roll an ish. He goes first. 2, he misses. Serene goes. 7. Burning Hands. 8. Plus 3 is 11. So that's it because the Burning Hands plus 1. I mean, tier 1. And he finally killed him. Alright, so they were able to get rid of those two guys. Let me see what treasure they got. 0 to 3. I'll roll it while I'm here. Okay. 20. A chipped great axe. I guess that must have been on one of the guys. So let's see, treasure. Chipped. Great axe. Worth 9 gold pieces. And then the other group that came in that were carrying, ooh, a bag of silver spikes. Worth 10. So that's 20 gold pieces. Alright, so that means that, okay, so he hasn't moved, so they are going to, they know what comes this way. So they go south. Let's see. I'm going to make them make a hearing noise, because this solo monster does kind of a screech, so he would probably make some kind of noise. Let's see if she hears something coming from that way. No, she doesn't. So they have no idea. So the demons being. So 1, 2, 3, they go north. 4, 5, 6. They fight the demon. 4, 5, 6. So they go south through this maze, and so in the stockade. So they come. So she's going to use her stealth. Let me make sure this. I don't think this demon has anything special. Nope. 15. So she's able to sneak up and she sees the demon in the room. And so I think she's going to make the wise decision of, let's not tackle this thing. And so they're going to move north. They find an empty room. So they're going to go back this way. And this is where the guards came from. Guards came from here. So they're going to roll. They're going to go this way, back this way. So 1, 2, 3. They're going north. 4, 5, 6. They're going northeast. 1. So they're going to go north. She's going to sneak up again. Even though they know there's combat, I'm going to make it. It's going to make it a 1 roll because they got to notice someone's going on. 14. She makes it. So she sneaks up, sees that there's 3, and okay, so they went. Hold on, they went this way. So I've been around 7, and they went. That was around 7. This is around 8. So let me write another thing here. Trying to write this on so they don't know. And then they went here. So they know there's 3 guards. But then there's a path to the other way where there's going to be more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them travel towards Mora. She's going to sneak into that area. 3. She's not. Mora knows that she's coming. And so this is going to be this Mora's by herself with this treasure. I don't know what the treasure would be. And the world's worst. Protected by a trap. Okay. All right, let's see if I can get some ideas of protected by a trap. Mm-mm-mm. Dungeon traps. 49. It's going to have to be a magical trap. That's what I'm going to have to think it's like. Let's see what the trap gives me and see if it adds to my narrative. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 is 12. A magical flower, very interesting. 7. Trigger is burning the webbing. 13 would be the effects 2d8 per round. That doesn't really give me anything to work on. Let's see if there's something that, let me look at the trap here. Guarded by magical trap. Let me roll on this to see if it gives me something that's a little more. D6. Crude and deadly. Crude is crude deadly trap that she set up. So what kind of crude deadly trap does she set? I need to have something that 27. Reward. Reward trick. Reward trick. Reward a trick. Reward trick. Deadly, crude deadly trap. Reward trick. So this will be where Mora is, because she's in this room. So she is going to, probably knowing that her time is up, she is going to rig it so that something happens. It's a crude deadly trap. It's a reward trick. Let's roll something else. I don't know what reward trick it is. 90 mislead motive. Reward trick or mislead motive. Because I know I don't want to roll anymore, because the more you do, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to use the last part. So it's going to be 3. Reward trick motive. So you write it down. It's reward trick mislead. Okay, reward trick and mislead. So, and I'm going to make this trap, since it's deadly, it's definitely going to be I'm going to make it extreme. Reward trick or mislead. So the trap is going to be that you know what? This is what I'm going to do. Just because I noticed this on my character before, that Imrib is chaotic in nature. And so the trap is going to be something to do with Mora is going to offer him a reward. So we know that he was killed by the vampire and that he came back and that we did something to get him redeemed. Remember, the witch gave him, that's how I remember, if I remember correctly, that's how he got his life back. And so the Imrib, he gets, what adventure was it? Gosh. That they went into, it wasn't the jungle. It's where we saved him. The witch was there. Able to get him saved. Was it in this book that I did it on? The rat swarms raid entrance. Where did I put that adventure if I didn't put it in this book? Roll point of interest. Here it is. So she was able to escape this witch, and this is the one. I know I should know all my adventures, but this has been a while since I played this one, where she was able to rescue him. He came back. What did I roll? I rolled something. He came back. Endure battle. That wasn't it. It was double damage. Someone who watches my channel probably said screaming, going, "Hey, you should have done it. This is how you did it." But I know he came back, and when he came back, so here's Imrib here. So he had to come back. When he came back, he was able to. I should have wrote all this stuff down, and I didn't in my. I was journaling. I forgot. So he came back. She saved him, and however, he still has that chaotic nature in it. And the demon in her, she's going to offer him. That's going to be the trap to mislead. And so she's going to offer him, just straight up power. This has gone on long enough, but and so he is going to make. All right, 1, 2, 3 is going to be hard DC. 4, 5, 6 is going to be extreme. Extreme. So she's going to try to pull on him to, even though he has that he has diabolic and he has suspended foresight, supernatural foresight that he got from the danger, the trap, the deadly trap is going to be able to pull him in, but it's a misleading trap. So she is able to, I'm not going to do an NPC conversation, but let's just say they're having a conversation and he is enticed by what she's saying. She's offering him all this power because it's a reward that misleads. It's a reward that if he turns to her, because she knows that she maybe senses it in him that this chaotic nature, this is undead, that he had been dead before and came back, and that power still kind of resides inside him. So she's making this, because I ain't got the ability to DM this out, GM it right now, but she's enticing him, and that's her trap. And so he has to make an extreme roll. If not, he's going to be misled, and that's what's going to lead to the danger of him losing maybe himself and going to that side. So he's going to use his. I'm going to allow him. I'm going to allow him to use his intelligence because that's his highest. I'm going to let him use that to see if he can make it. And I'm going to. It's DC 18. Should I do it where one of them is saying no? Well, Serene helped bring him back. So she is going to, I'm going to make it with advantage. Just because this is what it's going to be. That the father, her father, the demon, has made it where, because she has failed, he is going to take her back. But she is going to make it an offer. This is where the mislead is. She's made an offer to her father that if he will offer her another soul, and that will be Imrib. And so this is going to be the role. That's what's going to be the misleading trick. But because Serene is there and their care and concern for one another, I'm going to make it a I'm going to make it I'm going to give him advantage on his roll. So he needs a DC 18. He needs a 15. So he does. Ooh, he got. Well, this doesn't really matter. And so he has. No, and I'm not going to let him have another roll. So 12. So that's what happens. So Imrib gets pulled and drawn closer to Morden. And what she didn't know is on the ground there is a magical symbol that she pulls in, and I mean that she had drawn on the ground, and he doesn't notice it. He's so enticed by her, what she's offering him, which is to go and be all the power that he's always been asking for and that he's been wanting, and that he and I know technically chaotic, but he would be maybe enticed by this. So, I mean, I got to make the trap, reward, trick, mislead, and I ain't got time to sit here and write out a dungeon. So that's going to be it. And so she is the main. So she offers, and so when he hits, so here's the question. Here's the oracle question. So when he hits the emblem, the trap on the ground that he cannot see, that she and him disappear into the abyss, into where the demons are, into the abyss. And so she takes him with him. So she offers him a reward. It's a trick, and she's going to mislead him. She's going to take him with him. So, and that might even stir my next campaign and adventure. Okay, so here we go. Oracle, yes or no? Does what's my Oracle? I'm going to say she goes with him because that would be that he failed. So that's going to be what happened. Is that's going to be the end of the adventure, because she's going to, when he walks into the trap, the portal to the abyss opens, and Mora and Imrib disappear into the abyss, and that's how my first part of my campaign is going to end. And I think it's a good ending because it does give me something to kickstart to what happens next with them, and it can make me make Imrib, if I want, to be a recurring villain in my campaign or a member. So that's how it's going to end. All right. So my party, well, they do find a treasure. I don't know what that is. So the largest is going to be, it was a level 5, even though they didn't fight him. That's what how I'm going to roll on the treasure to see. They were able to get rid of her, and I'm going to have the demon be defeated by others who came in after them, because they're not really technically by themselves. And let's see, treasure is a level 5, so let's roll on this as a main treasure because it's the end of my campaign anyway. 96 plus 2 magical armor with a benefit and a curse. So so plus 2 magic armor. All right, let's see what kind of armor it is. Type of armor, 2d6, 7 chainmail, plus +2 chainmail. Benefit. This is my benefit. Blue dice will be the first. 2, check to stabilize your easy. So it stabilizes on a D6. On a DC9. And then my curse is armor uses 5 gear slots and is extremely loud and clunky. But because it's worth 300 gold, that's probably where it's at. Alright. Loud and clunky. So that's not going to be something that either one of my guys will want. Okay, cool. Anyway, they can get the gold. So that's how it's going to end. That's going to end my first season campaign with a Demora. She is going to survive, and she's going back to the abyss. So they did save Ironbridge, but she was able to mislead, and trick Imrib into following her for power. So that's where it's going to end. And so anyway, thanks guys for all you do. Follow my channel, and hopefully you'll enjoy this last session, and we will commence with a new campaign and I'm probably, now that how this ended, I'm probably going to stick with Shireen and Hamel as my group. Also, but I'm not going to do it on camera. I'm going to roll. Imrid is now off. I'm going to roll. Man, he's had a rough time in my campaign. I will roll to see how many. So I do a D10. See how many experience points they get. Ooh, Serene got 10. So she's up to 11. I'm going to write this down here because I don't want to use my Serene. Plus 10 XP and Hamel. 8. Alright. So that's where they're going. And plus they got gold, and I'm sure they're going to maybe do some carousing and see how that goes. Anyway, that's the end of my first campaign, first season. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little hectic, but when you play solo and how things go, if you don't pre-plan, this is what it looks like. So again, hey, thanks for following. Hey, some comments if you want down below, that would be great. Someone asked me where you can find me. Most of the time I'm on, I don't have a Discord channel, but you can find me on ShadowDark, SoloDark channel. Is usually where I read a lot of comments of, I love the channel because there's a lot of great advice on there, and people who are picking up ShadowDark with SoloDark. So have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.